Well, we still have a couple of classes to go before our lunchtime entertainment. Class number 204. Galloway gelding over 14.2 or not over 15 hands. That's in ring 1 at the moment. And we are looking at our champion show hunter Galloways very shortly also in ring 2. Well, we still have a couple of classes to go before our lunchtime entertainment. Class number 204. Galloway gelding over 14.2 or not over 15 hands. That's in ring 1 at the moment. And we are looking at our champion show hunter Galloways very shortly also in ring 2. Well, we still have a couple of classes to go before our lunchtime entertainment. Class number 204. Well, just prior to our lunchtime entertainment, we still have in ring 1, in ring 2, as I said beforehand, we're looking for our champion show hunter Galloway over there, so we're starting to work out. But I've got a very special guest with me here at the moment who I had the pleasure of meeting on Sunday. My goodness, it's nearly 5 days ago. How quickly do we forget? A young man who has been judged our rural ambassador for 2017. Justin, we're talking national, aren't we? We're not talking just local. Justin Matthews. Welcome, Justin.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me up here in the commentary box this morning.
Well, it comes with the territory, Justin. You can win your titles, but you've still got to be able to face the public as well, too. But I'm looking forward to having a chat with you. Tell me a little bit about where you're from.
Yeah, most certainly. So I've I've actually flown down from the wonderful state of Queensland. It's a bit warmer up there at the moment. Then we're having this lovely cool weather down here in Melbourne, which I'm really enjoying. I come from a little neck of the woods called the South Burnett Subchamber, from a small town called Cumbia. My local show is just down the road, and it's called Nanango.
Now, you're a busy boy. You've got your finger in a few pies up there. Tell me, what a young gentleman like you, why would you become involved with your own agricultural show?
Well, I think personally for me, it was the opportunity to really give back to the community, which has given me so much. I've grown up with agricultural shows. It's probably in my blood, and some would probably say even in my DNA. I've been ever since I've been tall enough to be able to go on and in a assisted lead class when I was just a little tacker, and right across the showing fields in our equestrian classes and also beef cattle classes. So it was just a really good opportunity to just give back to our next up and coming generation through the show ring.
It's a wonderful attitude to have. Gone are the days of Miss Showgirl. We now call it our rural ambassador because it's open to males and females, because in the olden days we couldn't have you as a Miss Showgirl. But I think it's a great idea because we learn a little bit about what our various finalists are doing, whether it's state or at national level, in their own shows. And I think you probably do the same thing too, Just, without putting words in your mouth. You can get together with the other finalists from around Australia here at the judging on Sunday nights here in Melbourne, and probably exchange ideas and find some ideas that you might want to take home.
Oh, most certainly. I will say we were introduced as competitors, but I tell you what, we've left as best of mates and best of friends. It's been a wonderful opportunity to just see and learn what our wonderful states right across Australia are doing to promote not just agricultural shows, but agriculture in general, and take away a few ideas, and also to give a few of our own that we do up in Queensland. We jokingly call it professional plagiarism.
Now, I noticed you had a rather big, broad-brimmed hat on Sunday nights, or on your photo you did. I always say the bigger the brim up there, the bigger the property. Is that fact or fiction?
Oh, with some maybe. I can't. I think my hat might be a little bit of an outlier. We operate a small land area back up in the South Burnett region. We've got about 360 odd acres going by the old scale, and we operate a commercial Australian stock horse stud as well as a grass-fed beef cattle operation there as well.
So when you're saying stock horse stud, so you're the horses we saw out here yesterday in our stock horses. There could be any of your breed down there competing from the beef section. What are we doing? Exporting beef to overseas? Or?
For us personally, we target mainly our local markets with our beef. We look to producing a product that our local trade services can best efficiently utilise. We also turn off into our local market sale yard place, where occasionally they might be bought by other buyers who'll pop them into a feedlot just to give them that little bit of extra finish.
Well, of course, Queensland is the cattle capital, let's say, with due respects to us folks down here in Mexico, in Victoria. I know you call us all Mexicans down here, but what sort of cattle are we breeding?
So we use a mixture of different livestock suited to our climate, but our one common factor that we use over ours, we actually use Santa Gertrudis bulls over our breeding stock.
Well, that doesn't surprise me because they're everywhere up there in Queensland, right up through the Northern Territory, right up to the top. Well, Justin, the only thing I can say to you is congratulations, well done. Now, you got a little bit of cash to splash as well, too. What did you win as far as cash is concerned?
We did win a bursary.
Oh, that's a nice way of putting it, a bursary. I just called it cash to splash.
We have won a study bursary, which we actually use Santa Gertrudis to coordinate our program for myself to attend not just the Royals here in Australia, but also to potentially head a little bit further afield and go and visit some of our larger agricultural shows, or as they call them over there, fairs, over in potentially North America and perhaps even parts of the UK.
Well, a lot of your competitors, and I'll call them competitors, even though they're your mates and of course other rural ambassadors on Sunday night, many have already had that experience of being overseas. Working in various cattle studs, some working on horse properties as well too. So here's your chance, your world's now your oyster.
Oh, most certainly is. I was very fortunate last year as part of the Queensland title to actually head overseas myself and go and represent Queensland and also be part of the Australian delegation at what we call the IAFE convention over in the United States, which is the International Association of Fairs and Expositions, and it was certainly a wonderful opportunity to meet with like-minded people from right around North America, parts of Europe, and definitely Australia, all meeting up with one big passion for agriculture and the agricultural shows movement.
Now, I know you were down here with Mum on Sunday night. She's a pretty proud mum, of course. We made her stand up in the audience and make herself known. Hi, I'm Justin's mum, Mrs. Matthews, and has your family always been involved in the world of agriculture?
Oh, most certainly. I myself have probably been, I think we worked out, we're probably about fourth generation beef producer, although I've turned into a bit of for want of a better phrase, a bit of a black sheep of the family, targeting, looking into moving into the world of dairy.
Vaz, of course, very much supportive of these sort of events, especially down here in Victoria. And I know each state, I'm not too sure where we go next year. I think we might go to Tassie next year, I think, for our judging. I'm not sure.
Adelaide next year. Tasmania last year.
Oh, was it Tassie last year? Sorry. All right, so you're off to Adelaide next year, so you're bound to get a trip over there because you'll have to speak on your last 12 months of what you've done and where you've been and what have you. But great ambassadors, I must say. Well-spoken, well-educated young people, both male and female. Age brackets, Justin, what are we looking at? Is there an age criteria?
It does. The lower age does differ somewhat slightly from state to state, but our upper age margin, I believe, is 30. The competition is open to any gentleman or lady up to the age of 30.
And of course, some of our girls had families, had children. Some of the boys were contemplating marriage, and I noticed our Victorian state winner, she's using some of her money for, of course, the bursaries, you said, or studying, but I think the rest of the money's going to the wedding dress. So I don't think you'll be going down that road, mate, anyhow.
No, not quite yet. I'm focusing on the next 12 months ahead with what the trip has in store.
Justin Matthews, it's been an absolute treat to have a chat with you, and for all our people sitting in the grandstands having a listen to what you had to say here today. If I ask you one thing without question, Justin, what have you learnt here in the last week or so, or week or 10 days that you've been here, that you think that you could take back home to Marsh and Queensland?
Yeah, most certainly. So it's been wonderful here the last couple of days, the last few days in fact here at Melbourne, and it's just sort of seeing every show is unique. Everyone has their own unique way of doing things. And here in Melbourne, you guys have been really blessed with this beautiful new ground. It's a younger ground, but seeing the way you guys do things like your education programs, I myself am very passionate about working with particularly our city patrons at our Brisbane Ekka each and every year in our cattle section, and just seeing the way you guys facilitate your education, although as well as having this wonderful array of free entertainment and activities for the wonderful patrons through the gates. You've got the lovely family zone up the top of the hill. You've got all the wonderful action down here in the main arena, and as well as you can head over into the stock pavilion, and it's all free. It's all included in your day's ticket here at the show, and it's great to see that array, and there's certainly some of those elements I'll be looking forward to taking back to Queensland.
Gee, it's interesting you talk about that because our actual showgrounds has really shrunk. We're about 50% of what we were originally. We had a huge big ground where we could run probably about 6 rings. Now we're a little bit limited limited here where we might be able to run 3 or 4 maximum, but normally 2 that we work out here. It's got a bit of an amphitheatre feel about it, but like the other place, we had covering for people. It's not always the best of weather down here. We don't get Queensland weather. We get it for probably half a day, and then we'll end up getting a bit of Tassie weather or something else along the way, with due respects to our cousins down over the water, Justin. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot that we've still got to do here, but I appreciate what you're saying in relation to what's for the person that's paying to come in the gate. And I think from our perspective of commentating with a lot of our horse and equine friends, is the people that are sitting in the grandstands really don't know our product at all. So we have to educate them. And sometimes we've got to dumb it down a little bit and take them on a journey. And if they walk away from, my theory is if you walk away from a Showgrounds or walk away from here today, or even from the live stream, which we've got people live streaming now, if you walk away learning one thing, we've achieved something.
Oh, most certainly, and it really plants that seed for that journey in agriculture. And I see nothing better than our wonderful young patrons in particular coming away and going, Mum and Dad, I didn't know I could do that on a horse. And it really plants that seed and gets that journey started in agriculture.
Just stay with me, Jason. We've got some announcements to make down here, and we'll come back to you in just a second. Well, results we've got coming through from Ring 1 here at the moment. This is class number 204, and that's our Galloway. And you're not going to believe me, I've just lost everything that I've had up on top of my screen here. Just bear with us, we're having a little problem with our all right, here we are. Results finally through here. Congratulations to number 492. Argyle Fine Art, exhibited here by Joe Bailey from High Range in New South Wales. So congratulations to Joe. We welcome all the team down here to Melbourne today. Second, number 733, Rawwood Concerto, the Fraser family from Jamaican Park, Tangel, South Victoria. Third, going to 1659, Careel Chance Encounter, Carly Thomas's nomination from Somerville in Victoria. Our fourth ribbon awarded to number 273, Silkwood Sublime, Ebony Lee from Whittlesea in Victoria. Fifth, going to 540, Classic Image of Sefton, Shay Latimer from Skye in Victoria. And sixth to 254, Warrenwood Perfect Harmony. So congratulations to our top 6 of class number 204. Well, I think we're waiting on some results coming down here out of ring 2 shortly before our lunchtime entertainment. Just before we say good afternoon to you, Justin, you leave here from Melbourne probably a little bit later on in the week, and what's befitting you for the next few weeks ahead? Echo's a long, long way away.
Oh, most certainly is. I do head off. I actually head off grand final night, so I'll be.
Oh, what a shame! You happen to be staying down here for the grand final.
I'll be mid-flight before the final siren sounds. So, but for me personally, I'll be gearing up, making my plans for getting ready for the next 12 months ahead. I'll be looking at heading out to some of the Royals around Australia, for some of them for my very first time, as well as our Queensland show season. We'll get cracking away from the end of early February, I believe it is, this year. So we'll be making a very early start to the season and endeavouring to get around to as many of our wonderful Queensland shows as well.
I'm going to ask you a question here now, which I'm sure you're going to be able to answer for me, and a lot of our friends that are sitting out here now watching and listening maybe to us, I hope they're listening to us anyhow. We talk about the top end of the Northern Territory, Queensland, etc., etc., etc. The Santa Gertrudis and a lot of the breeds that we've got up through there of being tick-free. Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like Pauline Hanson. Please explain. What do we mean by tick-free? I know myself, but I'd love to share that with these people here. Why?
So unfortunately, in those areas, we do have a bit of a nasty little external parasite called the tick, and breeds such as the Santa Gertrudis is one amongst many, including the wonderful Brahman breed. Those animals are a little bit more impervious in their hides to being bitten by ticks, and so what they do is they producers up there specifically select for genetics that using those types of animals that promote that in their breed.
And of course, the Santa Gertrudis is crossed with many breeds of cattle to produce a good meat breed for the overseas market as well too. Justin, we're going to have to leave you, and thanks for coming in and saying good day to us, and enjoy and have a safe trip back to Queensland. And we'll look forward to catching up with you maybe perhaps in Adelaide next year as you come and tell us about your last 12 months that you've spent as the Rural Ambassador, or our National Rural Ambassador for 2017.
Oh, well, thank you very much for having me up here in the commentary box, and I thank the wonderful city of Melbourne and indeed RAS and Victorian Ag Shows for having me down here for these past few days. It's been an absolutely wonderful experience, but I do hope you enjoy and continue to enjoy not just today's show, but the show for the days to come.
All right, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. All right, results down here in ring 2. And this is class number 289S, which is the champion show hunter Galloway over 14 hands and not over 15 hands. Congratulations. Our champion goes to number 536, Royal Queen of Sefton, exhibited by Bray Digney from Gymea Bay in New South Wales. And as Royal Queen of Sefton makes her way into the Avenue of Honour down here on our main arena, well, we're just about to get this particular horse sashed here at the moment. Let's also introduce, and we'll have them waiting at the back to be sashed as well too, our reserve. Our reserve champion goes to 976 Daisy Lane Huntsman, and exhibited here by Ali McGill, or Ali Medill from Murray Bridge in South Australia. So congratulations to our champion, Royal Queen of Sefton and Daisy Lane Huntsman. Wrapping up ring 2 for the morning before our lunchtime entertainment, our champion and reserve champion, Show Hunter Galloway for 2017. And whilst our presentations are going on down there in Ring 2 at the moment, let me also thank a few people here. There's a lovely woolen trophy rug supported by Future Farms and presented by Mrs. Kate Dettell. Also a trophy rug supported by the Australian Pony Stud Society of Victoria. And of course that's if the horse is registered and a financial member of the APSB. The garland and sash supplied by the Royal Agricultural Society of Victoria. So we really appreciate and thank our many sponsors that are associated with not only so much in this particular event, but right throughout the show. And we thank Kate Dettell and Future Farms for their support here as well too. It's always an added bonus when you walk out of the show ring with a product that you can definitely and certainly use within your own stable. And in this situation, our winner here, Royal Queen of Sefton, exhibited by Bray Digney from Galloway in New South Wales, is by, let me have a look here, the sire is Dresden Ace of Spades from the Sefton stud up towards Seymour, and the dam is Nampara Royal Rumour. Well, just as they're about to leave, let's ride them off and put our hands together. Jess Stalling is our rider. Well done, Jessie. Congratulations to you. And also our winners as well too. What a lovely picture. A lovely garland of flowers around the neck of Royal Queen of Sefton. And our congratulations to Bray Digney from Gaymea Bay in New South Wales. And the lovely Jess Stalling as she takes this horse out the back and gets a lovely little pat down the neck as a job well done. And that's going to pave the way for our lunchtime entertainment very, very shortly. So stay seated and we'll be bringing you all the highlights in the action in just a few moments.